So welcome back guys to another video, and today I'm going to be going over my top 5 favorite games of 2018. What a fantastic year in gaming. I felt like there was something for everybody. The last 5 months were just completely insane with some of the titles that we got. Some games I haven't even had a chance to play yet, so keep that in mind. If there's a game I do not mention in my top 5, it's probably because I haven't had a chance to play it yet. So number 5 on the countdown is going to be a remake. I was almost debating if I wanted to put this on there anyway, but the game is so good, I'm like, alright, I gotta put it in the top 5. It's actually a remake to a PS2 game called Yakuza 2, and I'm of course talking about Yakuza Kiwami 2. Now this is, to me, the definitive Yakuza experience. From all the Yakuzas I've played, this is the one that has become one of my absolute favorites. The Yakuza series has become very popular since last year with Yakuza 0, and I absolutely love the series. I love all the attention the series is getting now, and this is one of those games that once you play Kiwami and you go to Kiwami 2, it's just a fantastic experience. It has one of the best stories in the series. It has some of the best mini games. All I can say is if you're a big Sega fan, if you love beat 'em ups, if you love RPG elements, if you love kooky weirdness and Japanese stuff, and you love a nice crime drama, Kiwami 2 is where to check it out. Now number 4 is a game that I didn't think I would even ever talk about, ever. I didn't think we would ever get it. And Capcom threw us a curveball with the stream and showed us Mega Man 11, and that's going to be my number 4. Now Mega Man 11, I absolutely love it. I think it's a great new entry to the classic series. It definitely has a lot of homages to some of the older entries. The new gear system added a new spice that made, you know, the dish of Mega Man even better. And, you know, I'm playing it now. I went back to it and played a little bit of it. You know, I would hold it in the high regard of like the first 6 Mega Mans. Like, it's really good. I know some people were saying at one time that it was like better than Mega Man 2. You know, maybe it's nostalgia, but I'm like, it's not better than Mega Man 2. But it's definitely a fantastic title, and it shows that Capcom is finally listening to us, because we've been wanting this for so long. And if you're a huge Mega Man fan and you haven't played Mega Man 11, grab your E-Tank and go for it. Now my number 3 is going to be Octopath Traveler, a game that was announced during the launch of the Switch. It was a very like hush-hush little project Square Enix was working on, and you know, looking at it, you know, yeah, they're pulling the nostalgia strings of like the 16-bit era. In my opinion, I feel like it plays more like a PS1 RPG, because it's got some really fantastic graphics that would not be possible on the Super Nintendo, but I digress. It is a fantastic JRPG. It is so much fun. I love the fact that you play as 8 different characters with different jobs, and you can mix and match different stories. It was a great RPG that you could pick up and play, put down, pick back up again. I would, you know, grind a little bit on my lunch break, put the game down. When I get home, I'd play more through the story. It is definitely an RPG that I could see folks talking about years from now, being like, man, Octopath Traveler was freaking awesome. And there's rumors of an Octopath Traveler 2. All I can say is I am all aboard. And my number 2 is going to be Owlboy. Now, whenever I talk to anyone who loves retro games, this is a title I always mention they have to play. Now, I know technically it came out last year for Steam, but it came out this year for consoles, and that's why it's on the countdown. This game, what I like about it is it has that nostalgia. It has that 16-bit kind of style graphics, but it's not using cosmetics to pull nostalgia to make a mediocre game more fun. This game could just hold its own even to some of the games that came out during the SNES era. I can definitely say that with full confidence. I love the story. I love the fact that you're playing as like this black sheep reject of, you know, this owl clan, and you're saving the world. It's a heartfelt adventure of pirates, and Owlboy is the epitome of making a new game retro and having that same feeling without just being like, hey, you remember games of the good old days? This game is definitely worth it. And before I go over my number 1 game of 2018, here's a little montage of games that I really enjoy, but they didn't make the cut. And my number one game of 2018 shouldn't come by any surprise if you watched the review, because I gave it a 10 out of 10, and that is a Monsterboy and the Cursed Kingdom. This was a game that honestly I was very intrigued about, I was very interested in, but I had no idea that this game would captivate me and grab me the way it did. Now, I'm a huge Wonderboy fan, and I was like, this is kind of a spiritual successor to Wonderboy. You know, FTG worked with the original creator, and they made this awesome title. The hand-drawn sprites, the music, the story, the difficulty. This is not an easy game by any means. There's parts in this game that will make you want to pull your hair out, but that's what retro games were all about back then, and it really captures that. And you know, I feel like I'm just going to paraphrase my review, so be sure to check out the review, the Monsterboy. And I cannot stress enough, this game is one of the best games I played the whole year in a very, very long time. When I finished it, I kind of just sat there and looked at my television, and I got a little depressed that the game was over. It's such a good game. I cannot recommend it enough. So anyway, guys, that is my top 5 games of 2018. What are your top 5 favorite games of 2018? Leave a comment below, even if it's a game that didn't come out in 2018. If it was a game that you played this year that you absolutely loved, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear some of your recommendations as well. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.